May 21, 1943, UP569, 400 miles southwest of the Azores. Captain Lieutenant Hans-Peter Hinsch adjusted his periscope while observing another poorly defended Allied convoy crawling across the Atlantic at 8 knots, escorted by obsolete destroyers that posed minimal threat to experienced U-boat operations. The veteran submarine commander had sunk 23 Allied vessels while considering convoy hunting routine target practice against defenseless merchant ships. Another feast awaits the Wolfpack, Hinsch radioed to nearby U-boats as his crew prepared for systematic convoy destruction. Allied escorts remain inadequate while their merchant vessels provide easy targets for coordinated submarine attacks. American industrial capacity cannot replace shipping faster than we can sink it through superior submarine warfare. What Captain Lieutenant Hinsch couldn't know, what none of the 240 German U-boat commanders prowling Atlantic shipping lanes could have imagined, was that steaming toward their hunting grounds was USS Bogue, CVE-9, an American escort carrier whose hunter-killer task group would transform submarine warfare from systematic merchant destruction into desperate survival against relentless aerial pursuit. The mathematical reality was already being calculated in American anti-submarine warfare centers that would revolutionize Atlantic convoy protection. USS Bogue carried 24 aircraft specifically equipped for submarine hunting, while coordinating with destroyers trained in systematic U-boat destruction that German crews had never encountered. What Hinsch couldn't comprehend was that American industrial innovation had created escort carriers, radar-equipped aircraft, and coordinated hunter-killer tactics that would eliminate German submarine advantages through systematic aerial surveillance covering thousands of square miles of ocean that traditional surface escorts couldn't monitor. Before we continue with this remarkable story of how American innovation turned the hunter into the hunted in the Battle of the Atlantic, I want to invite you to join our community of naval warfare enthusiasts. Please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your support helps us bring these incredible stories of technological triumph and tactical innovation to light. If you're fascinated by how the USS Bogue revolutionized anti-submarine warfare, give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who appreciates the naval battles that shaped World War II. Now, let's dive into this epic tale of hunters and prey. German confidence in U-boat supremacy wasn't misplaced optimism. It was mathematical certainty based on 18 months of systematic success that had demonstrated submarine warfare's devastating effectiveness against Allied convoy systems while achieving sinking rates exceeding merchant ship construction through coordinated Wolfpack tactics that surface escorts couldn't counter. The technical advantages supporting German submarine operations included advanced torpedo technology, systematic crew training, and coordinated attack doctrine that had proven capable of eliminating entire convoys while minimizing submarine losses through superior tactics and underwater maneuverability that surface vessels couldn't match. The statistical foundation supporting U-boat confidence included documented success rates that had sunk over 3,000 Allied vessels, while losing only 154 submarines, exchange ratios that validated German submarine doctrine as strategically decisive against Allied supply lines essential for European operations. Admiral Karl Dönitz, commanding German submarine operations, had systematized U-boat warfare through coordinated tactics. Wolfpack operations achieved systematic convoy destruction that Allied escorts cannot prevent while submarine losses remain. Sustainable. Enemy industrial capacity cannot replace shipping faster than coordinated submarine attacks eliminate merchant vessels. The tactical innovations developed by German submarine forces included coordinated night surface attacks, systematic convoy penetration, and escape techniques that had consistently defeated Allied defensive measures while maintaining operational flexibility that traditional naval warfare couldn't counter. The crew training supporting German U-boat operations emphasized systematic torpedo attacks, escape procedures, and coordinated tactics that had achieved consistent success against Allied convoys while maintaining submarine survivability through superior seamanship and tactical discipline. The intelligence systems supporting German operations included systematic convoy tracking, route analysis, and coordinated positioning that enabled optimal attack opportunities while minimizing exposure to Allied defensive measures that traditional submarine warfare had proven adequate against. Oberleutnant Werner Henke, commanding U-515 with 25 confirmed sinkings, exemplified German submarine confidence. Allied convoy escorts remain inadequate while their defensive tactics cannot counter coordinated submarine attacks. Our systematic approach achieves consistent results while maintaining operational security against inferior enemy capabilities. The technological superiority that characterized German submarines included advanced torpedo systems, underwater endurance, and navigation equipment that provided tactical advantages over surface vessels, limited by visibility and maneuverability constraints that submarine operations could exploit through superior positioning. The coordination protocols linking German U-boat operations enabled systematic wolf-pack attacks that overwhelmed individual convoy defenses while maintaining tactical flexibility that allowed submarines to engage optimal targets while avoiding concentrated defensive fire from escort vessels. As Captain Lieutenant Hinch prepared for another routine convoy attack with systematic confidence in German submarine superiority, he embodied U-boat doctrine that had dominated Atlantic shipping lanes while considering Allied defensive measures inadequate against coordinated submarine warfare. The stage was set for revolutionary demonstration that American technological innovation and tactical coordination could transform submarine warfare from systematic merchant destruction into desperate survival against aerial hunters that traditional underwater tactics couldn't evade. German U-boat supremacy wasn't theoretical naval doctrine. It was systematic reality demonstrated through 18 months of devastating success that had nearly severed Allied supply lines while proving submarine warfare could achieve strategic objectives that surface naval operations couldn't accomplish against defended shipping routes across vast Atlantic distances. The statistical evidence supporting German confidence included mathematical destruction that had eliminated Allied shipping faster than replacement construction. U-boat operations had achieved 6.1 million tons of merchant shipping destroyed during 1942, while German submarine losses remained at sustainable levels that enabled continued operational expansion. The secret lay in systematic coordination that had transformed individual submarine hunting into coordinated wolfpack operations, capable of eliminating entire convoys through tactical cooperation that overwhelmed traditional escort capabilities while maintaining submarine survivability through superior underwater tactics. Admiral Karl Dönitz, architect of German submarine warfare, had revolutionized naval strategy through systematic U-boat deployment. Coordinated submarine operations achieve strategic results that surface fleets cannot accomplish while maintaining operational efficiency that eliminates Allied supply capability through systematic merchant vessel destruction exceeding replacement capacity. The technological advantages supporting German operations included Type 7C submarines with extended range, improved torpedo systems, and underwater endurance that enabled sustained operations against Allied convoys, while maintaining tactical flexibility that surface escorts couldn't match through traditional naval warfare methods. More devastatingly effective was the tactical doctrine that had eliminated traditional submarine limitations through coordinated surface attacks, systematic convoy penetration, and escape techniques that rendered Allied defensive measures obsolete against German operational innovations developed through systematic combat experience. Captain Lieutenant Otto Kretschmer, achieving legendary status with 44 vessel sinkings, had perfected tactics that maximized U-boat effectiveness. Night surface attacks achieve optimal torpedo accuracy, while systematic convoy penetration enables multiple target engagement. Allied escorts cannot counter coordinated submarine operations using traditional defensive methods. The crew training supporting German submarine operations included systematic instruction in torpedo firing, navigation, and tactical coordination that had created operational expertise exceeding Allied anti-submarine capabilities while maintaining standards that consistent success validated through superior results. The intelligence networks supporting U-boat operations included systematic convoy tracking, route analysis, and coordinated positioning that enabled optimal attack opportunities while providing strategic information that traditional naval reconnaissance couldn't achieve across Atlantic distances. The maintenance capabilities supporting German submarines included advanced base facilities, supply operations, and technical support that sustained extended deployments while maintaining operational readiness that enabled continuous Atlantic operations despite distance from German ports. The communication systems linking German U-boat operations enabled coordinated wolfpack tactics through systematic information sharing that maximized individual submarine effectiveness while maintaining operational security that Allied intelligence couldn't penetrate through traditional methods. Fregattenkapitän Heinrich Lehmann Willenbrock, commanding successful submarine operations, had analyzed Allied weaknesses that German tactics exploited. Enemy convoy defenses rely on surface escorts inadequate against coordinated submarine attacks, while their anti-submarine methods cannot counter systematic penetration techniques that underwater operations enable. The fuel logistics supporting German operations included systematic supply arrangements that enabled extended Atlantic deployments while maintaining operational capability that distance constraints couldn't eliminate through adequate resource allocation and strategic planning. The torpedo technology available to German submarines included advanced guidance systems, improved explosive capacity, and systematic firing solutions that achieved consistent accuracy while maintaining destructive capability that Allied defensive measures couldn't counter through traditional convoy protection. The navigation systems supporting German U-boat operations included precision equipment that enabled accurate positioning while maintaining operational security that Allied detection methods couldn't penetrate through systematic concealment and tactical maneuvering. The strategic coordination governing German submarine deployment included systematic area assignment, target prioritization, and operational scheduling that maximized convoy interception while maintaining sustainable loss rates that enabled continued tactical expansion. By May 1943, German U-boat operations represented systematic naval warfare that had achieved strategic objectives through coordinated submarine tactics while maintaining operational effectiveness that Allied defensive measures couldn't counter using traditional naval methods. What German submarine commanders couldn't anticipate was that American technological innovation had created hunter-killer tactics that would transform submarine warfare from systematic merchant destruction into desperate survival against aerial pursuit that underwater concealment couldn't evade. May 22, 1943, 09:30 hours, USS Bogue, CVE 9, 300 miles west of the Azores. Commander Giles Short launched his first TBF Avenger anti-submarine patrol, armed with new radar equipment and depth charges designed specifically for U-boat hunting. What German submarine crews couldn't see approaching through Atlantic morning haze was revolutionary American technology that would transform their systematic convoy hunting into desperate flight from aerial predators. Contact. Submarine bearing 270 degrees. Range 4 miles. Radioed Lieutenant J.G. William Tapuni, as his Avengers radar detected U-569 running submerged toward an approaching convoy. Initiating attack run with coordinated depth charge pattern. This one won't escape like the others. The first systematic demonstration of hunter-killer effectiveness began immediately as Bogue's aircraft achieved submarine detection impossible for surface escorts to accomplish across vast ocean areas. Radar-equipped Avengers could track submerged U-boats while coordinating attacks that German submarine tactics had never encountered. The tactical innovation that enabled Bogue's success included coordinated air-sea operations that combined carrier aviation with destroyer escorts trained specifically for submarine destruction. Hunter-killer groups represented revolutionary anti-submarine warfare that eliminated traditional defensive limitations through systematic aerial surveillance. Captain Giles Short, commanding Bogue's air operations, observed systematic advantages that challenged German submarine doctrine. Our aircraft provide surveillance coverage exceeding surface escorts by 1,000% while maintaining attack capability that submarines cannot evade through traditional underwater tactics. Radar eliminates their concealment advantages completely. The technological sophistication supporting Bogue operations included MAD, magnetic anomaly detection equipment, improved depth charges, and coordinated communication systems that enabled precise submarine location while directing surface vessels to optimal attack positions that traditional convoy defense couldn't achieve. The crew training that prepared Bogue's airmen included specialized anti-submarine instruction, coordinated attack procedures, and systematic search patterns that had converted carrier aviation into submarine hunting capability, exceeding traditional surface warfare through technological innovation. Lieutenant Commander John Maher, leading VF-9 fighter operations, documented revolutionary effectiveness. German submarines face systematic aerial pursuit that underwater concealment cannot counter, while our coordinated attacks eliminate their tactical advantages through continuous surveillance impossible to evade. The radar capabilities that revolutionized submarine detection included airborne equipment that could track surfaced U-boats at 30-mile ranges, while maintaining contact during dive sequences that traditional visual detection couldn't follow through systematic electronic surveillance. The depth charge technology employed by Bogue aircraft included improved explosive patterns, proximity fusing, and coordinated delivery that achieved submarine destruction rates exceeding surface vessel capabilities while maintaining attack accuracy that German evasion tactics couldn't counter. The coordination systems linking Bogue operations enabled real-time communication between aircraft and surface escorts while directing multiple assets against individual submarines through systematic cooperation that overwhelmed traditional submarine defensive measures. Ensign Robert Stearns, achieving first confirmed U-boat kill, observed systematic German tactical failure. Enemy submarine attempted standard evasion maneuvers that surface escorts couldn't counter, but aerial pursuit maintained contact while coordinating destroyer attacks that achieved certain destruction through systematic cooperation. The fuel endurance supporting Bogue aircraft enabled extended patrols covering convoy approaches, while maintaining operational capability that traditional escort ranges couldn't achieve through systematic aerial coverage that eliminated submarine approach opportunities. The ammunition effectiveness demonstrated by Bogue operations included specialized anti-submarine ordnance that achieved consistent destruction while maintaining sufficient capacity for engaging multiple targets during extended patrols that traditional convoy defense couldn't sustain. The intelligence capabilities enhanced by Bogue operations included systematic submarine tracking, behavior analysis, and tactical assessment that enabled predictive positioning while eliminating German operational security through continuous surveillance impossible to counter. The maintenance systems supporting Bogue aircraft operations included specialized anti-submarine equipment servicing while maintaining operational readiness that enabled continuous patrol capability despite extended deployments that traditional carrier operations couldn't sustain. The communication networks coordinating Bogue hunter-killer operations enabled systematic information sharing between multiple platforms while maintaining tactical coordination that maximized individual platform effectiveness through cooperative engagement, impossible with traditional naval methods. By late May 1943, USS Bogue had demonstrated anti-submarine capability that challenged fundamental assumptions about submarine warfare while achieving detection and destruction rates that German U-boat tactics couldn't counter through traditional underwater evasion. The deadly debut had proven that American technological innovation could transform submarine warfare from systematic merchant destruction into aerial hunting that eliminated German tactical advantages through systematic surveillance and coordinated attacks. September 15, 1943. Atlantic Ocean, 600 miles northeast of Bermuda. The systematic destruction had accelerated as USS Bogue's hunter-killer task group achieved devastating effectiveness against German U-boat operations. Captain Lieutenant Hans-Peter Hinsch found himself desperately evading aerial pursuit for the third time in 2 weeks, watching his systematic convoy hunting transform into survival against relentless American hunters who controlled Atlantic skies. Aerial contact maintained despite evasive maneuvers. Hinsch radioed desperately to U-boat command as TBF Avengers from Bogue circled overhead like mechanical sharks. American hunter-killer tactics eliminate submarine concealment while maintaining continuous pursuit impossible to evade through traditional underwater operations. Request immediate tactical revision. The mathematical destruction was overwhelming and unprecedented. USS Bogue had achieved 6 confirmed U-boat kills by September, while coordinating systematic submarine elimination that reduced German operational effectiveness throughout central Atlantic hunting zones, where wolfpack tactics had previously dominated. The systematic nature of American success included coordinated operations that maintained continuous submarine surveillance while directing multiple attack platforms against individual targets. Hunter-killer groups had achieved tactical coordination that traditional submarine warfare couldn't counter through underwater concealment. Commander William Tapuni, extending his legendary anti-submarine record, documented systematic German tactical failure. Enemy submarines attempt evasion maneuvers designed for surface escort engagement, but aerial pursuit maintains contact while coordinating destroyer attacks that achieve certain destruction through systematic cooperation impossible to counter. The technological superiority demonstrated by Bogue operations included radar detection that eliminated submarine concealment advantages while maintaining attack capability that traditional underwater tactics couldn't evade through diving or maneuvering that previous surface warfare had made effective. The crew effectiveness supporting Bogue hunter-killer operations included specialized training that had converted carrier aviation into submarine destruction capability, exceeding traditional anti-submarine warfare through systematic aerial coordination that overwhelmed German defensive measures. The fuel endurance supporting American operations enabled extended submarine pursuit that maintained contact despite German evasion attempts while coordinating surface vessel attacks through systematic cooperation that traditional convoy defense couldn't achieve across Atlantic distances. Captain Giles Short, analyzing Bogue task group effectiveness, observed revolutionary transformation. hunter-killer operations achieved submarine destruction rates exceeding traditional convoy defense by 400%, while maintaining operational capability that eliminates German tactical advantages through continuous aerial surveillance impossible to evade. The ammunition effectiveness demonstrated by Bogue aircraft included improved depth charges that achieved consistent submarine destruction, while maintaining sufficient ordnance capacity for engaging multiple targets during extended patrols that traditional surface operations couldn't sustain. The communication systems coordinating American operations enabled real-time tactical cooperation between aircraft and surface vessels, while maintaining systematic pursuit that prevented submarine escape through traditional evasion maneuvers that previous warfare had made effective. The radar technology supporting Bogue operations included detection capability that tracked submerged submarines through electronic surveillance while maintaining contact during dive sequences that traditional visual detection couldn't follow through systematic technological advancement. Lieutenant Commander Maher, leading systematic submarine destruction operations, documented German operational collapse. Enemy submarines face continuous aerial pursuit that traditional underwater concealment cannot counter, while coordinated attacks eliminate their tactical flexibility through systematic surveillance, maintaining constant pressure. The maintenance capabilities supporting Bogue operations included specialized anti-submarine equipment servicing that maintained operational readiness despite extended deployments, while enabling continuous patrol capability that traditional carrier operations couldn't achieve. The intelligence gathering enhanced by hunter-killer operations included systematic submarine behavior analysis, while maintaining tactical assessment that enabled predictive positioning against German operational patterns that traditional naval warfare couldn't anticipate. The strategic implications of Bogue effectiveness included systematic elimination of German submarine advantages, while demonstrating anti-submarine capability that rendered traditional U-boat tactics obsolete against coordinated aerial pursuit that underwater operations couldn't evade. The psychological impact on German submarine crews included systematic demoralization caused by continuous aerial pursuit while facing destruction, rates that made traditional convoy hunting impossible against hunter-killer groups, maintaining constant surveillance. By late 1943, USS Bogue had achieved systematic submarine destruction that eliminated German operational effectiveness, while demonstrating anti-submarine warfare that rendered traditional U-boat advantages obsolete through technological innovation that underwater concealment couldn't counter. The hunters had indeed become the hunted through American demonstration that aerial coordination could eliminate submarine tactical advantages while achieving destruction rates that made German convoy hunting impossible against systematic pursuit. December 1943, U-Boat Command Headquarters, Lorient, France. Admiral Karl Dönitz reviewed devastating operational reports documenting the systematic destruction of German submarine effectiveness by American hunter-killer groups, led by vessels like USS Bogue, whose 13 confirmed U-boat kills represented technological revolution that had transformed Atlantic warfare from German submarine dominance into desperate survival against aerial predators. The wolf packs are silenced, Dönitz admitted in classified assessments that acknowledge the end of German submarine supremacy. American hunter-killer tactics have eliminated our operational advantages while achieving submarine destruction rates that make Atlantic convoy hunting impossible. Our tactical superiority has been systematically neutralized through technological innovation. The final statistics told a story of technological domination that mathematics made undeniable. USS Bogue alone had destroyed 13 U-boats, while hunter-killer groups achieved overall destruction rates that eliminated German submarine effectiveness across Atlantic convoy routes, where systematic convoy hunting had previously threatened Allied supply lines. The strategic implications extended beyond individual tactical defeats to encompass complete transformation of Atlantic naval warfare. American anti-submarine capability had demonstrated technological achievements that rendered German submarine advantages obsolete, while creating systematic destruction that eliminated U-boat operational effectiveness. Admiral Ernest King, analyzing U.S. Navy anti-submarine operations, documented systematic transformation. Hunter-killer groups achieved submarine destruction through technological coordination that eliminated traditional underwater advantages while demonstrating aerial surveillance capability that rendered submarine concealment obsolete against systematic pursuit. The technological comparison revealed fundamental differences between German submarine tactics and American anti-submarine innovation that had proven decisive under Atlantic operational conditions. Hunter-killer coordination achieved results that traditional convoy defense couldn't accomplish through systematic aerial surveillance. But the most devastating evidence was systematic. American technological innovation had eliminated German submarine advantages through coordinated operations that achieved destruction rates, making convoy hunting impossible, while demonstrating industrial capacity supporting unlimited anti-submarine warfare. Commander William Tepuni, achieving legendary status with multiple submarine kills, represented systematic American anti-submarine excellence. Bogue operations proved that technological coordination could eliminate submarine tactical advantages through aerial surveillance that underwater concealment couldn't counter when applied systematically across Atlantic hunting zones. The strategic transformation that resulted from hunter-killer effectiveness included systematic American control of Atlantic shipping lanes, while German submarines acknowledged technological inferiority that made sustained operations impossible against overwhelming surveillance capability. The industrial achievements supporting American success included escort carrier production, specialized aircraft development, and coordination systems that enabled anti-submarine warfare, exceeding traditional naval capabilities through systematic technological advancement applied across Atlantic operations. The tactical lessons learned from Bogue operations influenced anti-submarine doctrine throughout remaining Atlantic operations, while establishing coordination principles that rendered submarine warfare obsolete against systematic aerial pursuit, supported by technological innovation. Kapitän-Leutnant Hans-Peter Hinsch, among surviving German submarine commanders, provided definitive assessment during post-war interviews. American hunter-killer groups eliminated submarine operational security through systematic aerial surveillance while achieving destruction rates that made traditional convoy hunting impossible against technological coordination that underwater tactics couldn't counter. The psychological transformation within German submarine forces included systematic recognition that technological advancement had rendered traditional underwater advantages obsolete, while acknowledging American capability that made submarine operations strategically ineffective. The Cold War implications became apparent as American anti-submarine technology influenced nuclear submarine detection, while establishing coordination principles that defined underwater warfare through systematic surveillance capability that conventional concealment couldn't overcome. The post-war analysis revealed systematic impact that extended beyond immediate tactical success to encompass fundamental revision of submarine warfare doctrine, emphasizing technological coordination over traditional underwater advantages, when aerial surveillance could eliminate concealment through systematic detection. The industrial lessons learned during anti-submarine operations influenced American naval development while creating technological foundations for maintaining maritime superiority through systematic coordination that potential enemies couldn't counter using traditional submarine methods. At the 1993 commemoration of Atlantic Victory's 50th anniversary, surviving American and German naval personnel met for historical reconciliation. Dönitz's former staff officer addressed 300 veterans with professional analysis. American hunter-killer groups eliminated German submarine advantages through technological coordination that rendered traditional underwater tactics obsolete. USS Bogue and similar operations demonstrated that systematic aerial surveillance could achieve submarine destruction rates, making conventional convoy hunting impossible. The assembly observed silence, acknowledging that technological innovation had accomplished systematic transformation through coordination that eliminated traditional advantages while demonstrating industrial capacity that rendered individual excellence obsolete against overwhelming capability. The silence was complete and irreversible, achieved through American demonstration that technological coordination could eliminate submarine warfare advantages while achieving destruction rates that rendered traditional underwater tactics strategically meaningless against systematic pursuit. In the end, the laughter wasn't just silenced, it was systematically eliminated through American innovation that proved technological coordination could achieve anti-submarine effectiveness, rendering traditional underwater advantages obsolete, while demonstrating industrial capacity that made German submarine warfare strategically impossible through overwhelming surveillance and destruction capability.